Good morning. That was a bit of a fancy start, wasn't it? So, welcome. Good morning. I'm like, Wallace made me a thing. He made me a really cool thing yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to try and get it with StreamYard's new functionality to show you our little ad that Wallace has made me, but it made me realize that I say good morning in exactly the same way every single morning, and it is crazy. First past the post this morning is the incredible, the glorious Emma Roscoe. Happy 100th show. Thank you very much. I'm going to be telling you this morning what that means. I'm going to be telling you this morning what you've got to look forward to. And of course, we've got our fabulous guest, Charlotte Carter, is coming to join us very shortly too. So good morning, everybody. We have woke up this morning and StreamYard has got some new functionality, which is pretty cool. It can play video, which means that we can have a really cool rolling credit. It means that we can have a really cool start to the show. It means that we can actually make it look even more like a telly show, which I'm super excited about. So today really marks the up leveling, I guess, of the show at Wise Up Rise Up Show. For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show at Wise Up Rise Up Show. My name is Dani Wallace and I am your host. This originally began with a little bit of accountability for me, because when lockdown started so many weeks ago, when lockdown started, there was a realization for me that, gosh, we don't know when this is going to be over. I don't know what this is going to look like. And knowing what I know about things like my own mental health, about knowing how I procrastinate sometimes, about knowing all these things, I was like, right, I need to do something that is going to get me out of bed in the morning, like going to work. That is going to be like going to work, but obviously not going to work, because at the time we couldn't leave the house. So I set this up. I started on StreamYard. I started going live. Just in the Hive to start with, the IATQB Hive, which is my free community. And we got a week in, and I'd be putting my makeup on in the morning, kind of getting ready for the work day. And then I realized that for the next however many weeks was going to get pretty boring pretty quickly. So I started to think, okay, so what can we do? And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to showcase as many of the incredible people that are in my world, in my circle, in my field. I wanted to showcase as many of them with you as possible, as many different concepts with you as possible, as many different ways of thinking with you as possible. Just because as I have done my own exploration into my own personal development, the more people that I expose myself to, that sounds ruder than I intended, but you know what I mean. The more people that I find out about, the more I learn about myself. And it was in that spirit that then I opened up the floor to as many of you as possible. So we've had mindset coaches, fitness coaches, we've had light workers, we've had activists on, we've had incredible business coaches on, strategists on, so many, so many amazing, wonderful people have, agreed, I guess, to come on, to get up early and to come and get ready for the day with me. And it's been wonderful. It's been 100 episodes of fabulousness, 100 get-ups, 100 ways to be accountable, because the reality was that I may not have gotten up every morning, and that will have had a direct effect on my work for the day. And if anybody's read the Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning, one of the behaviors of successful people is that they get up and they do something in the morning. So there's savers, they're called savers, right? So I'm going to talk you through these real quick if you've never come across these before. But the six things that successful people do that he found in his studies was that they had silence at some point in the day, particularly in the morning. So meditating, just silence, not bombarding yourself with information or, thought even. So silence and meditation. Affirmations, saying the words that you want to fulfill. I am. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am happy. I am in a good relationship. I am caring for my children in the right way. All of this. So silence, affirmations, visualizations, spending time with your brain, thinking about the things, seeing in your mind's eye the things that you want to achieve, the places that you want to go, the people that you want to meet, all of that sort of stuff. So visualization, eat, exercise, moving your body. Not quite got that thing nailed yet, being Rapunzel. I'm quite sat in my chair quite often, but making conscious efforts. I've got my little Garmin on now that's telling me what my stress levels are, telling me how many steps I've done, giving me a reminder to move through the day. So exercise. What else have we got? Reading. So growth, learning. And this is part of my growth and learning. I'm putting myself in a position where I'm interested and curious about the guests that come in, so that we learn things together. And then scribing or writing. So writing down things like your get shit done list, or writing down your things that you want to be working through, or your intentions, all of that sort of thing for the day. So the Show Up Rise Up show is really created in that spirit, that you have something, or my audience has something that they could tap into in the morning, where they could do some learning, where they could do some having a think and a visualize about what it is that they want to be achieving, to give them access to different types of people, different types of thinking. And it's so it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. And also it hasn't, in my mind, I can't see it slowing down. So what is happening now going forward is, now that we're curating lineups, so instead of it kind of being a free-for-all, so it's been a free-for-all, and it will be up until like October, and then from October on, so we're booked up all the way through till the middle of October, which is ace, because every time I say there's some spaces, everyone goes, I want to be on your show, and they all go and book in, which is brilliant. So now what I want to do, so going forward from October, is I want to start to curate, and people can apply to be on the show, so that I can make sure that things like, I can really take control over how diverse the lineup is. Diversity is really important to me. I want to be having the conversations. I want to be bringing the new conversations to the table. And, speaking with Emma Louise yesterday, speaking with Fidel on Monday, really affirmed the fact that there are lots of conversations out there that we could do with having. So mixing that up with people from different backgrounds, different genders, different cultures, different sexualities, different life experiences, and bringing those conversations to the table. So going forward, we're going to be curating the lineup. There's going to be like an application for the lineup. And it isn't because it's going to be like, I'm going to choose all my mates. I want to make sure that week on week we've got a real mix of learning that we can do together. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing going forward. Graphic wise, of getting this looking even more like a telly show, this video thing that I'm hoping that we might be able to get the little video clip on the actual show. Because what we've had to do so far, well, we haven't done it within this show, but other StreamYards that I've been in, is we've had to play a video on like a screen share, but it looks like a PC screen share, and then play the audio on here, and it's all a bit shit. So hopefully it's gonna, look a little bit more slick, which is super exciting. So just getting the show looking even more like a show, just getting the content really curated. We're going to be driving traffic to the show as well, so we're going to be using the ad that Wallace created yesterday to use sponsored ads, so that we can bring more people to the show. All this exciting stuff that's going on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, all going well, we grow the community this way with the show. Is not slowing up anytime soon. I had to think about, do I want time off? Do I not want time off? And I think, do you know what? I'm just going to keep going for the time being. And if there's at any point that I want to take a break, I'll give you guys plenty of notice, and I might take a week off here. But then what I might do is get guest presenters in, instead of actually just like stopping the show, and really keeping things super consistent from an IATQB point of view. So let me know what you think in the comments about all of that. Tell me what you think. Thank you so much to every single one of you who has supported the show. Not all of you watch live, I know, but we consistently get over 1,000 views on the show every single day. People dipping in, people dipping out, people checking in, people just making sure that, you know, it is the morning, it is the right time. If they're checking in live, they know it's definitely between 8 and 9 o'clock. Claire Clark, I see Dani on Channel 4 with her own talk show. Keep manifesting that. Keep manifesting that. Yesterday was really, really cool, by the way. So Brad Burton, the UK's #1 motivational business speaker, had his, now normally the event that he does is in real life. It's an in real life event. He does it at Aston Villa a few times a year. It's an incredible event. Normally they've got the most amazing speakers, and this time he'd asked me to speak. But instead of doing it in real life, what he did is what I've not seen anybody else do in the UK so far, is he hired out a studio and we delivered it properly. So it wasn't just kind of from an office, or it wasn't just from, you know, our bedroom or what have you. The speakers were proper speakers. The speakers were, you know, experienced and really amazing speakers with incredible messages for coming out of lockdown and kind of taking back control of your lives and all of that sort of stuff. But also they showed up in the spirit of being a speaker. You know, for me yesterday, it was like putting my speaker shoes back on and actually getting out there, getting on a stage, and it was as close as I could get without the direct sort of applause and stuff from being on stage. And you know I like the clap. It was a really cool thing to do yesterday. It was just brilliant. You will have a TV show. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep showing up. I love it. We're just going to keep pitching the people, aren't we? Just going to keep showing up, keep sharing it. The more we get out there, the more people we have on the show, the more people know about it, the more it will become its own thing. You know, we could look in the next 12 months at looking at sponsorship and stuff like that. Guest host, have crown, will travel and look after the kids too. I am here for that, Joanne. I am absolutely here for that. Loving your plans. Thank you, Lisa. It is exciting. It is exciting. Michelle Thomas, love checking in to see us on your show. Your energy is infectious. Thank you. And it is that I want to keep up. It is that I want to keep up for you guys. So I've said it probably 100 times, but this really has been the highlight of lockdown. I've learned so much about myself and for my business. The people you've had on here have been just so amazing, but so funny also. And I think that little clip, and it was just a little clip of just a couple of the people that we had on, was really indicative of the energy and the spirit of the show, that laughter, that energy, that, you know, setting up your day right. My mum can't watch me first thing in the morning. She's already said, Dani, I can't watch you first thing in the morning. It's too much. You need a cup of coffee first. And I get it. I get it that this isn't for everybody. I get that people need easing into their day, some of you. But some of you need a kick up the arse. And this is what I'm here to help with. You're definitely the queen yesterday at Now What Live. Amazing talk. Thank you. I had an incredible time yesterday. It was fabulous. Yet, come to think of it, why aren't there any personal development talk shows on the telly? Why the heck not? Absolutely. And I think it's just because the spirit needs to be caught right. And also, think about television. Think about media. Sometimes it's got to be a little bit salacious. So the closest we've got, I guess, is, dare I say it, Piers Morgan and the Piers Morgan talks, or sometimes the Jonathan Ross type stuff. But I definitely think that there's a gap for this sort of thing, you know, this sort of finding out people's stories, but also finding out what that learning is, finding out what that way of thinking is, and then bringing that to more and more people. So it will be interesting to see how that kind of develops. It will be interesting to see how the weather develops, because I don't think I could ever get the proper weather. It would be interesting to see what the weather would actually look like. It is in the UK, in Preston, sorry, gonna be Scorchio today. I know, I can feel it. It's really close, actually. It's really muggy outside. So please tell me, pop your head out the window. Let's do things properly. Let's do things right. Let's get back on track with the show. What is the weather doing where you are in Preston? It's a little bit overcast at the minute, but you can see the light is shining in. It is gonna get Scorchio out there. That heat is gonna burn up all the clouds. Look, I can even predict the weather now. Look, I'm getting good at this weather malarkey. Tell me what the weather's doing where you are at. A female parky. Why not? Why not? 23 and sunny in Devon. I love it that we're getting numbers going on Scorchio in the Devon area. There we go, Devon. Thank you, Rosie Wood, for the weather update from Devon. Tell me where you are in the UK, and if not, indeed, the world. We will represent you up here above the compass to make sure that our global community are looked after as well, because we are global, y'all. It is Scorchio in Norfolk. There we go, Norfolk in the east there. Scorcher over the sun. I just mentioned the sun, and it's come blazing through the clouds there in Preston. Sunny in Amsterdam. Hello, Amsterdam, come through. There we go, representing with a little, oh, that one dropped down, look. There's Naughty Bees this morning, not sticking on. There we go. There's Norfolk, and there's Amsterdam. Look, a little international beat up there in rugby in the Midlands. Blue skies warming up nicely. 21 getting hotter. It's going to be a scorchy all day today. I can feel it in my waters, you lot. I can feel it in my waters. If that's you, Facebook user, do us a favour. Click on the title. StreamYard will have given us a title. And we'll say click to give permission. And you can give permission. We can see who you are. Off to shave my legs for the sunshine. I still got my winter coat on. All right. So without further ado, please do tell us. I'll catch you up. Please do tell us in the comments what the weather's doing where you are. The reason we do talk about the weather is because it's a very British thing to talk about, and it is a lovely connector. So yeah, give us a holler. Let me know what the weather's doing in your area. And without further ado, we are going to bring our fabulous guest. She's not our 100th guest onto the show. And I'm also gonna, at the end of the show, make a couple of announcements. So do stay around for the rest of the show. Do stay around for the end of the show as well. I'm going to be making some announcements. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking about the mind-body connection with the glorious and the fabulous and the wonderful Charlotte Carter. Good morning.
Morning, Dani.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous today. I am super excited to be here, and I just think it's brilliant that you have done this for like 20 weeks and have somebody rock up every morning consistently.
I think we've only had one person, not out of the whole lot. We've only had one person that slept in. Their alarm didn't go off, and I had to hold the fort on my own. But it ended up being a really cool show when we did that as well. So, Charlotte, thank you for getting up with us. Thank you for getting up early, but you are no stranger to getting up early in the morning.
No. So I've been up since about 4:30 today.
4:30 this morning.
Because I've been excited. So I didn't want to be that person that slept in. So I have been up early, but I've done a boot camp this morning. So
nice.
Get rid of a load of the stuff that was going on, ready to sort of come on today. So yeah, that's what I do. Most mornings I do something.
All right. So when you say boot camp, what do you mean? Which boot camp? What boot camp?
So this morning it was a guy that I've been going to his boot camp for about 5 years. And he's moved all his sessions onto Zoom, and it was 6:30 till 7:15, and it's pretty hardcore, Dani. It's not for the faint-hearted.
I was going to say that does not sound like my idea of a good time first thing in the morning. I know it will do for some of you out there, and I feel you, and everybody is valid, but I struggle to run to the toilet, so.
And this is kind of so do I. This is kind of part of why my business isn't about that stuff. So I sort of talk about movement rather than exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. So Charlotte, tell us what you do. Tell us your business.
Okay, so I'm a mind and body coach. Mm-hmm. So I work particularly with women, driven business women, to help them feel comfortable in their own skin.
Right.
Help them show up in business.
Yeah.
So we explore, resolve, and transform their thinking about how they see themselves. And then if they want to change their body, their outer layers, if they want to do that, then we work on that. So I have to skill for that as well. So I work with people using lots of different tools, because my journey was that I just got lots of different qualifications and I put them all together. Yeah. So I work on the subconscious and the conscious mind. Mm-hmm. They go in balance. That's
absolutely
where we start. And we look on the inside, all of the inner layers of life. What's gone on? What's causing you to either get in your own way of where you want to be? What is it that's behind all of that? So we sort of look internally, and we find a way to sort of resolve any of those things. And then we move to actually, where is it that you want to be? What is it you want to do? And how do you want to show up? And how do you actually feel comfortable in your own skin? Do you actually have a level of self-acceptance? What is it that's holding you back from where you want to be? So that's what I do.
Yeah, because this is it about self-acceptance. I was talking about this yesterday within my talk for different reasons, but I was talking about 18 months ago when I would turn up places not feeling 100% valid within my field, even though I got 20 years experience on stage, 15 years experience training within corporate. You know, I've got all of this experience and all of this sort of, I would, credibility, validity, whatever it is within my field. I know the things. But still, when I walked into a room, it was really difficult for me to sort of put my flag in the ground and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm good at. Like I nailed the singing thing. I definitely had that. I could walk into a room and go, yeah, I'm a professional singer. That's exactly who I am. I know who I am. I have proven track record with that. But it was really difficult as a business owner to walk into a place, a networking meeting or a space, and really put my flag in the ground and say, actually, I help people. I'm a teacher. I am a trainer. I am a coach. I teach people to speak. That is my area of niche, of expertise, that's what I do really, really well. It took me a little bit for the penny to drop with regards to how I accepted myself, because I thought I did, but I didn't really. And that happens for a lot of people, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people have this sort of fear, really. It's like a fear of judgment. So a fear of judgment of themselves.
Yeah.
And then a fear of how everybody else is going to judge them. And that's possibly the biggest part of self-acceptance that people don't necessarily realize is part of how they struggle to show up or struggle to own being the expert or struggle to whatever, be their own person and show up as themselves rather than who they think they should show up as.
Right. And I think that's it as well. It's that being worried about what other people think really puts a damp. It's like throwing a wet towel over a fire, isn't it? It really stops you pushing that heat out or that energy out, because that's somebody's expectations instead of your own. But it's never just the one thing. It's never just the thing that you think it is it?
No.
That's stopping you. There's always like a thing behind a thing behind a thing.
It's like, I have clients come to me for one particular thing and then they leave me and we've looked at 15 things that they didn't think they were going to come to. And that's kind of how the business evolved, because nobody came to me saying that they wanted a healthier lifestyle or to get fitter or with the whole mind-body stuff. They never came to me with that. They came to me with a problem. They came to me with either a secret behavior that they wanted to explore, something that they hadn't told anybody about, or they came to me with low confidence and low self-esteem. And they didn't quite realize why. They were stuck in a place and didn't quite know why they were there.
Right.
And the journey that we go on, because we sort of basically clear the crap that's going on in their head, we release so much mental energy that then they have space and thought, and then they're able to turn some of that into physical energy if they want to. I mean, it's always a choice. But I then have people who say, I can't believe it. I want to go and do the park run. I want to go and do 5K. No, I didn't come to you thinking that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But actually, you've sort of got me to a place that I will feel good if I can do some of those things that I never thought I could do.
Yeah. And that's what stops a lot of people. So we're being really clear within this conversation as well. I know, Charlotte, I can hear this in what you're saying. I know we've had conversations between us that it isn't about, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to see Charlotte Carter. It's about I want to know myself better so that I can move forward better. And that's in life, in business, in relationships. And sometimes for many people, particularly women, and I know men are feeling this more and more and more and more and more, like the rise of the dad bod and the body shaming of men and all of that sort of stuff is a real thing right now, that sometimes it would be wrong of us to not accept the fact that the way that we look physically, the way that we look and feel, because the way that we feel has a direct impact on the amount that we are capable of doing. And when you start to get to the root cause of, for me, understanding that my self-worth was heavily based in, or my success was heavily based within my self-worth. So when I didn't feel very good about myself, I wasn't very successful. When I started to understand, love, like, accept myself, I started to become more successful. The more I go on that self-acceptance journey, that love journey with myself, the growth is incredible. And there was always this sticking point with how I looked and the fact that, for years and years and years, I identified as a size 12 to 16, in terms of my size. That's how I identified before I became a parent, before my life changed. I wasn't doing the equivalent of a 45-minute workout every night of the week, because that's what I used to do when I was abroad. I would do mini disco and dancing and shows, and that level of movement within my body wasn't there anymore. So that my body changed, and I became really disconnected from my body. So creating that connection with your body might be to move it so that you can feel it, as opposed to changing how it looks. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And part of my big message is about health at every size. So I have clients that are size 6. I have clients that are size 26. I'm not about what size they are at all. I'm about what's going on inside. Do they want to change that? What's going on outside? Do they want to change that? Is it making them unhappy, uncomfortable, all those things? And then we move to, actually, for you to, because I've got 20 odd years in mental health, I know the impact that physical health can have on your mental health. They're so intertwined.
Absolutely, they are.
You can't do one without the other. So that's why I put them together. So the ladies that I work with, come on that journey, not with an ideal of where they want to be. It's about that core self-belief that they can actually go and be whoever they want to be. And I've had women who have, changed their jobs, they've left their partner, they've been in abusive relationships and they've moved on. All of those things because they felt that they are comfortable in their own skin and they accept who they are without any of the judgment from anybody else or any of the judgment by how they look.
Yeah, absolutely. So Charlotte, what brought you to this work? What brought you to doing this, like kind of breaking out on your own? Because you are multiply disciplined. You've learned lots of different modalities to bring to your practice, which is, we're finding this more and more, and I find it super important. I think me and Phyllis Woodfine was talking about it the other week, where it's like having an arsenal of awesome, isn't it? You've got, the more that you can bring to the table to help a client, it's almost like, oh, we've got a screwdriver for this, and we've got a saw for that, and we've got, spirit level for this, and we've got a sander for that. And when you have those modalities, it allows you to, it's not about not specializing, it is about specializing in the whole self. So what brought you to that work?
So I did, from a very young girl, I was all about helping people. That was kind of like a lot of people that you have on the show. We're all about that sort of empath and helping people. And so I went into the career of the mental health field, thinking that at the time, if I get right to the top of that and work with some of the most vulnerable people in society with addictions, from abusive relationships, all of those things, then I was really helping people. These people really needed some help. So, and I stayed in that field for a long time. And I worked within the criminal justice system within that field, and I used to represent people at court and all of those things, worked alongside the police, got a real understanding of how the police work, alongside the NHS. And I thought, maybe, is this it? Have I made it? And I got a lot of people saying you're doing really good, but I felt really empty. I felt really hollow. I felt really is this it? It was not satisfied at all. Yet some of the people, I was saving their lives in theory, in some situations, it was really, really cutting edge with some people. But I got to a stage where I had an opportunity that came my way and it totally changed my life. So what happened was, there's a lady that set up an all-women running group, and it's called I Can Run. A fabulous lady called Emma Talbot, because she had wanted to just do some gentle running, and all of the running clubs that were out there were all about being in your lycra, being whatever, really slim and fit and how fast you could go, and it was all about that. And she didn't want any of that. She just wanted to do the version of the Count to 5K with some other women,
with some people. So
she set up this group, and it is absolutely fabulous. And an opportunity came up for me to be a run leader for that group. And do you know what? I thought, okay, I'll go along. And I was really, really I was really nervous, okay, because, and I thought, what am I going to wear? And I went in all of my, like, like my gym kit. So I was like, had all of that on. And it was, why I was so nervous was that I knew it was going to change my life, because that flicker, because I wasn't mom and I wasn't a colleague. And I wasn't, the friend that was always helping people, and I wasn't the family member. I wasn't the wife. I was just me. I was rocking up with something brand new that I hadn't been to new things for like 15 odd years since I'd had my children. And I was like, shit, here I am. Okay, so I was really nervous. I can remember it. And I rocked up, and it was fabulous, because I walked in and there were like about 6 women, all different shapes. And there was loads of cake and sweets on the table. And
this sounds like my kind of running group.
You would love it. And they were all in there, and then they were all in their normal sort of clothes. And I sort of rocked up in this sort of gym stuff. And I was
was ready. You were gym bunny fit. Yes, Charlotte.
And Emma said to me, did you actually think I was going to ask you if you can run? And I was like, well, I didn't quite know what to wear. And I was really, really nervous. Really young girl. I was like, what is going on here? And I remember coming back. We had the whole session. They were like, yeah, okay, we'll let you come in. We'll let you be a volunteer. And I remember coming home, and I remember thinking, this changes everything. Because I had found an opportunity where I could just bring in some of the stuff that, because I really enjoy exercise myself, but some of the stuff that I like to empower women. It's an all women group. And that's where it all started. Yeah. So we have women come. Some of them are so nervous they can't get out of the car. Yeah. Some of them are messaging me saying, I can't do it. So I can pick them up. We have all sorts of things going on to try to get that over that front door-itis, that first step.
And that's real for a lot of people in a lot of different situations, particularly when it comes to taking back control of your health. When you're making decisions, like people will sign up for gym, will go to the induction, and then they won't go to the gym. And a lot of it is to do with the fear of taking back that control, I guess. So the fear of being judged, or the fear of, like, in a group particularly, there are lots of, for what anybody thinks out there about these things, but Slimming World groups, Weight Watchers groups, and all of that. I know lots and lots of people who have found that very, very helpful. Some people don't find that helpful, but for the people that do find it helpful, there is that point when you get to the door and you go, I can't get out of the door. I can't get out the door. I can't walk in the door. I can't walk in the door. I can't go get weighed. And there's a lot of fear that's involved when you are trying to make those choices for yourself. And I'm specifically talking to the people, or speaking of the people out there who want to do this. There are people out there that are completely happy where they are. That is okay, and that's okay for you. But I will be ignorant of a large majority, a large demographic, particularly of my followers out there, who may not be happy where they are now and want to take back some sort of control over it for themselves. I just want to really put that caveat on there for anybody listening. I'm not shaming anybody who is fat. I am fat myself, and I make lots of different decisions for lots of different reasons, but I know what that feeling is like before you walk into a slimming club, or before you walk into a running club, or before, where you're like, I can't do it because you're almost scared of what will have to happen in order for you to do those things. Is it going to be hard? I don't want to feel sick when I exercise. I don't want to feel sad when I exercise. I don't want to feel unhappy when I exercise. But exercise is not a punishment to your body. It is something that you do with which to love your body, right?
Yeah. So part of that sort of why it changed is that it's a running club, but people can come along and they can just walk. You don't start running the 5K. You can just come along and you can walk as slow as you want or as quick as you want, and there's no judgment. And so I think where the main thing I work with people on is about, what is it that you really want to change? What is it that's getting in your way? And I have so many clients that for whatever reason, actually their health is what's holding them back, and they want to do some of the stuff. Mm-hmm. So the choices that they make and the cycle that they're on, for whatever reason, they want to break and they can't do themselves. They've been on various various sort of ideas of what they're going to eat and how they're going to move, and they go on it and then they stop, they go on it, they stop, they put weight on, lose weight, weight on, lose weight. And that's a pattern that I have with so many of my clients. And also an obsession with what the scales say.
Right. That number's a dangerous thing to get fixated with.
If I tell you about one of my clients, she was addicted to standing on the scales.
Yeah.
And she lived her life on an emotional roller coaster of, the scales say I've lost a pound. Yes, brilliant. Oh, the scales say I've put a pound on. I can't believe that. I'm going to feel really bad. The scales say, like that. And so we work through, this is how I work with the people. We basically smash through those scales. We did what's called an NLP technique, where we basically smash through everything, all her connection with the scales. She threw them out. She's 36 and she'd had them since she was 12 years old, and she used to go on them for 60 to 80 times a day, and she has been them.
Do you know what is? I remember growing up, and I know lots of you will be in the same boat. Let me know in the comments if you are in the same boat. Having the scales there, and my mum being fixated. My mum's a large lady just like myself, and the scales being there, and it was constantly, you know, that yo-yoing, that going to Weight Watchers, then going to Slimming World, and everything was fixated around weighing yourself. And I remember being young, being 12, if not a little bit younger, and going to weigh myself and think, like, if I think back, and I just want to hug that child and say, get off. You don't need to look at that number. That number is not your value. And it's the myth that, especially with those pounds, when you're moving your body, the density of what is in your body changes. The water that is in your body changes, and you put so much value on that instead of on how you feel, how connected you are to your body, how much, you know, you're less out of breath.
And this is what I say to people, and they're always amazed at sort of all the techniques I use with people, because they might come to me because, you know, they want to lose a few stone. That's what they might think they come to me for. And they're like, so do you want to know how much I weigh? I was like, no. What do you want to know how much I eat? I was like, no. What do you want to know how much I exercise? I was like, no.
What do you want to know?
I want to know about you. Who are you? What do you want to do? What are your hopes and dreams and passions? You know, where's you? This is what we're talking about today. 2 hours all about you. And they're like, I thought you'd want to know. You know, and they're really like, all the barriers go up, because they're like, actually, I thought you were going to ask me those things. And they're really defensive because I'm asking them about something that's quite new to them, because for whatever reason, they've got into that mindset of, actually, the scales will give me the answers, or what I put in my mouth will give me the answers. And it's not. Everything is always in the people. They have it all along. It's just got lost in the layers of life and lost in all of their experiences. So then we work on that, and it takes a while, but we do all of the inner stuff, all of the subconscious inner stuff, and then they're amazed, because their life is totally transformed in a way that they never thought it was going to be. And the beauty of what I do is that it's all sustainable. So everything that I work on with people, you know, some of the changes that we make, they change forever, because we either banish a fear that they have, or we make some changes to their emotional resilience, and they're changed forever. They're not just a quick, you know, they're not just something that comes and goes. We totally change the physiology of the mind. So everything's sustainable. So of course that's a win-win with people, isn't it? To actually have something, and then they're going to be able to keep it going when they finish seeing me, is why they come.
Absolutely. I feel a bit dubious. There's somebody on YouTube, and we don't know their name, saying that they have a question, and you can ask that question, but I cannot guarantee that I will answer it, because I do not know what that question is going to be, because it's a faceless person on YouTube. So you can ask it, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to bring it forward to the conversation. I'll let you ask it. But we do have Emma Louise Dyson, our guest from yesterday, our Rock Chicky Rock. This sounds like the story of my life. Lose a stone, gain a stone, lose a stone, gain a stone, fall off the wagon, think, fuck it, put it all back on over a few weeks, and start all over again. It's a story of a lot of people's lives as they battle with themselves, right?
Yeah, that's sort of the pattern that I have. So I have the ladies that come to me that have, you know, 3 or 4 different sets of clothes in their wardrobes, you know, the different sizes that they move between. They have all of those things. And the nature of sort of the battle is you never win it, because you go up and down, up and down, up and down. You never win it because people think it's about what you're putting in your body, and your mind is always just one step ahead. Your thought will be, once you can change the thoughts and change the sort of influence that all of the other stuff has on you, then you break all that. You totally break it all.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So where does that take you? So what are your plans, like, kind of going forward with your business? So well, there's a couple of questions that I want to ask you. So first of all, what are your plans going forward? And then we'll go back to sort of COVID and what that's looked like for you and yours.
Okay, so my plans is basically to reach more people. So on morning,
go on downstairs.
My plans are to reach more people. So and also for this sort of mind and movement, not necessarily this fear of exercise. I'm trying to get people to allocate some time every day to focus on their mind and their movement. Not much. We're only talking 20 minutes a day. It will change how you think about your business, about your family life, your relationships, yourself, everything. And that's all you need. But you need to invest that time consistently to notice the difference. So I'm putting together a course. This is sort of the next sort of future thing. I'm doing a course that's out next month, which is about the mind-body connection. And I can get you from feeling, you know, like you're stuck, or how to get out of your own way, really. It's all about, and we'll talk about the whole holistic approach to life, because you can't look at one thing in its own. So we talk about the whole mindset that you need to make any changes you want in your life, and all habit change. Then we talk about the body stuff, and I do some sessions with people, did lots of different sessions. So we have yoga, Pilates. I do some of the full-on HIIT training sessions with people, the running, all of that things, if people want that, so that they can find which movement session suits them, because it's not one size fits all. That's kind of my whole mission. There's not one size fits all for everything. That's why I have my toolkit techniques.
Exactly.
You have to mix them all up. And then the course ends again with mindset, because you will find that your mindset changes once you've done the movement. Right. You will realize, actually, I've got way more energy. I'm not sluggish. I've got all of these things. I'm more empowered. I'm able to do these things that I want to do just by those small changes.
Yeah.
And that's my aim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, get rid of any of the scales and any of the diets, and you know, none of that is important to me. It's about the person being just doing you. That's my biggest message. You do you. And once you learn how to do that, it's a lot easier to show up in life.
Yeah, for all of the things, because how we are connected with ourselves intrinsically has a direct effect on our relationships with ourselves, with each other, with our friends, with, you know, with our work, all of that sort of stuff. So it's such important work, that reconnection. And we, you know, talked about it with so many of our guests, that reconnection with yourself. We've got a guest on YouTube that's saying, why did I skip the question? I haven't asked a question. Ask a question, and I won't, well, depending on what you ask, will depend on whether I bring it forward or not. So ask away in the comments, and we will bring it to the conversation if it is relevant and necessary. So how was life with your practice prior to lockdown, and how has it changed? How did you find the change as a person? How did you find that shift?
So lockdown for me has been really, really good for my business. Yeah, because so prior to lockdown, I saw everybody. I hired a room, saw everybody at a clinic, and I saw a wide variety of people, because I hadn't really niche. So I was like, yeah, I can help you with anything. So I had people come with fears, relationship stuff, absolutely everything. And I worked with lots of different type of people, and I worked too much, far too much. You know, I took everybody on and took on far too much work. And then lockdown started sort of early March, and I was still in my mental health job, and I thought, okay, I need to make a decision. I need to pack in that job. And what happened is that lockdown actually gave me some headspace, because I needed that to sort of decompress from my job. I hadn't realised how much that job was affecting my own mental health until I left it. So sort of April and May, I was kind of had my own coach. I was sort of working through my own stuff, and I was sort of refining my niche. And then now I'm in a place where everything's just flying.
Yeah. Amazing. And it's that sort of tenacity, and it's that like thinking about, you know, how you can help people and just keep showing up and going forward in that spirit that has been, you know, it's been lovely to see. I mean, as your friend, as someone who's connected with you just in the online space and within the hive and what have you. Hello.
They look exactly the same.
They are beautiful. She's just brought us some little hearts that she's made with aqua beads.
No,
Love
I haven't
them.
made them.
You've not made them. Who's made them?
I don't know.
She doesn't know. Just magic heart making fairies.
No. I think it was,
Go see Daddy
I
downstairs. He's
think
got your
it was
breakfast.
Poppy and Daisy.
You think it was Poppy and Daisy? All right then.
Because I'm not allowed to touch Daisy's aqua beads.
Go on.
Maybe if you want some time off, she could actually just sit in.
She could just come and host, couldn't she? She would tell you guys all the things, right? I'd love to know in the comments. So many of you are bringing lots of your thoughts to the table, and I would really be interested to know how have you guys found this connection with yourself? Where are you guys at with this? Is this something that particularly during lockdown is something I've thought about more? The more stationary I've become, if I'm honest, is how I really need to make a concerted effort around that connection with myself. In fact, yesterday we were backstage, and I was waiting to go on the on Now Live Online, and I was all geared up and I was hot. I was having that adrenaline burning feeling. I was kind of jumping up and down, doing all the things that I teach my clients to do. They're making myself big and taking deep breaths, and I was stretching, and I was very much in my body, and I think that's what I missed. The being on stage for me is probably my movement. It's probably like the bit where I enjoy myself the most, like singing, having a little bit of a boogie, but that's all within my body. Being on stage and talking, like even now I'm talking about, my arms are going all over the place because I think that's where I feel most physically connected to myself. And I'm interested again with the people that are watching, what exercises, what movement do you guys do that makes you feel most connected with yourself? Because I stretched out and I did a bit of like sort of bendy yoga type stuff, and my ops manager Danielle was like, "You're dead bendy." And I was like, I forgot how much I love yoga. I forgot how much I love stretching, and it's not about sweating and beating myself up, and it's just that connection that is so important. So Charlotte, tell us, how do we find out more about you, about what you do, and about how we can work with you and hang out with you?
Okay, so I have a business page called Charlotte Carter Coaching. I have a Facebook group called Being the True You.
Yeah.
Which is just for women, and it's that safe space about being comfortable in your own skin, and that's where basically a lot of my sort of teaching, my mindset stuff, my movement sessions, they all take place in there. And then I've got the same website, Charlotte Carter Coaching, where you can sort of find out a little bit more about the sort of one-to-one work I do, the group work I do, what's coming next in the business, and all those kind of things.
Amazing. Well, we are running out of time for today, but Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been a pleasure having you. You are a glorious human. I'm so happy to have you in my life and in my circle and in the hive. You are wonderful. So huge love to you. Please, we make sure that you put any links that you would like to anything that you're getting up to in the comments on the Queen Bee Dani page, so that everybody who has fallen in love with you today can go and hang out with you a little bit more. But Charlotte Carter, everybody, I'll see you later, my darling. So that was Charlotte Carter. That was our 100th show. Before you go, I think Wallace has managed to upload a little bit of something. So before I go today, I wanted to say, first of all, thank you to every single person that's woken up with me for the last 20 shows, the last 20 weeks, for the last 100 shows. It's been an honor to share my mornings with you. I'm not showing any sign of slowing. In fact, to celebrate this showing up of us, next Friday, I am going to be doing a special. So that's the first announcement of today, is that I'm going to be doing a special of the Show Up, Rise Up, Rise Up show. We're going to have a showing up special. We're going to be inviting. I don't know if some of you saw, I put a post out a couple of weeks ago. No, not a couple of weeks ago. The other day, in fact, looking for people who have been a leading light for you during lockdown. Someone who's been showing up consistently during lockdown, either in personal development or business or life. and holler those people out. I'm going to be contacting those people, and we're going to have a bumper edition of the show at Rise Up Show, where I'm going to be doing little 10-minute interviews, and we're going to be celebrating those people that have been leading lights during lockdown. I'm really excited to share those people with you. I'm honestly thrilled, shocked, amazed, all of the good stuff. With regards to just how amazing the show has been received by you guys, how much, you know, we have become our own little community within itself. And here's just a little reminder of the last 100 shows. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani Wants. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Soul, good morning. Fab Naredi, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine, Sandra, everybody, good morning. So there we have it. That was a little reminder of our 100 shows. That was our 100th show. I'm so excited to bring to you our Showing Up special next Friday. Shall I tell you who we've got coming up next week? I think I better had. So she says, I know where this is. I forgot where I'd hidden it. It's actually in my calendar. Of course, it's in my calendar. So we've got another fabulous week next week. We've got the gorgeous Nishma Mystery joining us on Monday. We've got Lauren Smythe joining us on Tuesday, Kate Davis on Wednesday, Katie Webster on Thursday, and then on Friday, we have got our Showing Up special, where I'm going to be celebrating with you so many people who have been showing up since the beginning of lockdown. Absolutely incredible, leading lights. They've been showing up, wising up, and rising up over the, over the past like few months. It has been crazy. Coming up as well, the wait list to the Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker program is open as of today. You will be able to join the wait list today. Our doors open for you to jump onto the course in September. So we're going to be growing our wait list. For those of you that have been biting at the bit, want to find out a little bit more about Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker, you will be the first to know. There's going to be some Brucey bonuses for those people that are on the wait list as well. The wait list will go live today. If anybody wants to know about the wait list, just put wait list into the comments and I will share the wait list link with you. You can sign up to that. We will get you on the wait list in that holding area. Super excited for when we do the Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker challenge, which will begin the 28th of September. And then, of course, the gates will open, the doors will open for our next intake of Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker. Of course, we'll have the standard course available and the Speaker Mastermind will open as well. For anybody who didn't catch it the other day, Be Inspired has been postponed from the 10th of September to the 15th of October. You should all, any of you delegates out there, should have been now emailed with the opportunity to shift the date. Everyone's ticket will have been shifted, but if anyone needs a refund that is unable to make the date, please do give us a shout. If you would like a ticket, we have a few tickets that are available. Pop tickets in the comments and I will send you an Eventbrite link. In the meantime, make sure you're following me on the Instagram if you are not already. It is the Queen Bee Dani. And if you are not in the Hive, please do come and join us to carry on the conversation in the IATQB Hive. Lots of things going to be happening in there in the coming weeks to get the Hive a little bit jiggy as we move on into one of the most exciting times in the year, which is, of course, Be Inspired time. It is Be Heard the challenge time. It is Be Heard the course time. Can't wait. Super excited. In the meantime, thank you for joining me for the past 100 shows. Here's to you. Here's to me. Here's to we being stronger than me. And here's to another 100 shows for the show at Rise Up Show. I will see you on Monday at 8 o'clock. I love you. I'll see you later.